Okay, so it is about 20 degrees outside right now, and with my room being about as well insulated as a outhouse, um, it is freezing in most of my room, so I've had to build myself this little insulated hut for survival purposes. And I figured while I was stuck in here, it was the best time to figure out how many pages I can read in 24 hours. For the experiment in question, we will be using Shogun by James Clavell. Super excited to read this. Seems fantastic. Also, this is the only exception to TV or movie specific covers being awful. Most of them are horrible, but this is the most gorgeous book that I have on my shelf. Got that for $3 at a bookstore, not a bookstore, a bargain bin store. Thought I'd brag about that because that's the most ridiculous deal ever. I have the audiobook loaded up as well, so whenever I inevitably get up and start walking around, I can get some pages in while moving. And yeah, we have 24 hours to see how many pages we can read. It is currently about 8:30. All right, it is just about 10:30. I am just now on the second chapter. I'm not used to sitting down this long, and I have the attention span of a goldfish, so it is time to get up and moving and start pacing in my dungeon. But yeah, this book is making me wish that I continued my Japanese studies instead of switching to Spanish, but it is what it is. Yes, very, very interesting so far. Very, very engaging. I'm very excited to see where this ends up going, and it makes me sad that I know for a fact I will not be finishing this book today, but I would really, really like to, because I feel like I'm just not going to want to stop reading this until it's over. But let's get a move on. All right, it is officially 3:30, and I have just made it to part 2, which puts us at around 185-ish. Reading a little slow, but whatever. This book is so good. At least the first part was. If this ends up going where I hope it goes, this is going to be the best book that I've ever read. You know, and it's hard to say I've been disappointed before, but there's just so much in this book that is crafting exactly what I feel like the author was going for. Like the shifts in language, that feeling of isolation that you're getting from the Japanese being spoken and untranslated to you at certain parts in this, just, it's so, I suppose isolating is the word. And then you've got, I mean, there's good humor in this, but there are just very good quotes. There was one slightly earlier, I believe it was, "Poor God, the idiocies he gets blamed for," which I absolutely love. And then there's this quote right here that just shows such a difference in culture relative to the pirate in question. "So I pit myself now on my terms, not on yours. I will try, and if I die, it is nothing." And that is just, I mean, that's a beautiful line. I absolutely love that. I don't know. I have absolutely no prediction on how far I'm actually going to make it today, but I know that I will be finishing this in a freakishly short order relative to a 1,300-page book.
Okay, it is 6:30. We have 2 more hours to the deadline. We'll see what we can get done.
All right, our 24 hours are just about up, and that puts us at 380 pages, which is, before I started this challenge, pretty much on the dot of what I actually wanted to accomplish in this. So I'm pretty happy. But usually I would call this here. That's the video. But since this is a book review, I will catch up in a couple of weeks with this book being finished and let you guys know what I thought. All right, it's been a couple weeks, took a little longer to finish than expected, but I finished it. This book is awesome. It didn't go the direction I was hoping it would, and honestly, it wasn't as good as I was hoping for based on the expectations I set up for it with the earlier pages, but that's on me to some extent. But this book was really good. It's got political intrigue, it's got forbidden romance, it's got treachery and betrayal and all sorts of fun stuff. It's 1600s samurais and pirates and all sorts of cool shit like that. And yeah, it's more of a high 4-star than it is a 5-star for me. It didn't quite live up. It just got a little bogged down at the end there, in my opinion. But this book was fantastic, and I very well might actually be continuing the rest of the Asian saga after this at some point in the future, because they're all really long and I'm not sure when I'll get to them. But yeah, thank you everybody so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.